The boarding announcements echoed through the crowded airport as tired passengers shuffled toward gate B-17. Among them was a man in a worn gray hoodie, jeans that had seen better days, and boots lightly scuffed from years of use. He carried a small, pink backpack decorated with unicorn stickers, and clinging to his hand was a sleepy little girl with curly hair and big, trusting eyes. "Daddy, my legs hurt," she whispered. "I know, honey," the man murmured gently. "Just a little more, okay. Seat 12F. Then we rest." His name was Aaron Hayes, 33 years old, an aircraft mechanic, and for a long time, something far more. But no one here knew that. No one knew anything except what they thought they saw: a poor, exhausted single father struggling to juggle luggage and a small child. People bumped past him without apology. A businessman rolled his suitcase over Aaron's foot and didn't turn back. A pair of teenagers snickered as the little girl yawned loudly. Even the flight attendant at the boarding door glanced at him with thinly veiled impatience. "Sir, you're blocking the line. Move forward," she said sharply. He apologized, though he didn't need to, and guided his daughter forward. Once inside the plane, the atmosphere was no kinder. A woman occupying seats 12D and 12E frowned the moment she saw the child. She's not going to cry, is she?" she asked in annoyance. I'll do my best to keep her quiet," Aaron replied softly, lifting his daughter so she could climb into seat 12F, the window seat she loved. The woman rolled her eyes and pulled her designer scarf over her face. "Unbelievable," she muttered. "They didn't know. They couldn't have known. This quiet, tired man once flew faster than sound. Once, he soared above the clouds in the world's most advanced fighter jet. Once, he wore a call sign that echoed through hangars and briefings with respect, Falcon 1. But today, all anyone saw was a broke single dad. That was fine. He wasn't here to impress anyone. He was here because his 6-year-old daughter, Mia, needed medical treatment 2 states away. Treatment he could barely afford after his military pension had been delayed and his insurance denied something vital again. He took a deep breath as the passengers continued boarding. The plane grew more crowded, more impatient. Mia leaned against him. "Daddy, when we go high in the sky, will it feel like when you flew your big jets?" Aaron smiled faintly, brushing a curl from her forehead. "A little, but not nearly as fun." She giggled. "Because you went zoom." He laughed softly. "Yeah, baby, because I went zoom." Across the aisle, the woman scoffed. "Keep it down, please." Aaron nodded apologetically. "Sorry." When the flight attendant passed by to check seatbelts, she spoke to him with a clipped tone. "Sir, your bag is sticking out. Fix it." He adjusted it immediately. "And make sure she doesn't kick the seat in front of her." "She won't," he promised. The attendant murmured skeptically before walking away. Aaron sighed inwardly. He didn't need respect. He didn't need recognition. He just needed the flight to be smooth so Mia could rest. But fate had written a different plan. 20 minutes after takeoff, just as Mia drifted asleep on his arm, the pilot's calm voice came through the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. In a few minutes, you may feel some turbulence. Also, you might notice 2 F-22 Raptors flying formation alongside us. Do not be alarmed, they're on training maneuvers." Several passengers gasped excitedly. Phones came out, faces pressed against windows. The woman beside him muttered, "Show-offs." But Aaron stiffened. F-22s. He knew the sound of their engines, the sharpness of their movements, the discipline required. A surge of memories flooded him. Hangars at dawn, missions through clouds, briefings with maps glowing on screens. Mia sensed the shift in his breathing and opened sleepy eyes. "Daddy, it's okay, sweetheart," he whispered. "We're safe." The plane dipped slightly. Outside, metallic shadows appeared, 2 fighter jets gliding like guardian hawks. Passengers gasped. "Whoa, look at that. So cool. Are they escorting us?" A child yelled. "They're like superheroes." The woman next to Aaron huffed. Loud and unnecessary. Then, through the hum of engines, through the chatter of passengers, came a faint, unmistakable sound, a radio crackle. Aaron knew that sound like he knew his own heartbeat. Someone up front had switched the cabin speaker by accident. A voice came through, sharp, professional, clipped with coded precision. "Commercial Flight 482, this is Raptor lead requesting identification of passenger in seat 12F. Repeat. Confirm presence of occupant in 12F. The entire cabin froze. Heads turned. People stared in confusion. Passenger in 12F. What? Who? Is something wrong? Why would fighter jets want someone on this plane? The flight attendants looked pale. They scrambled toward the cockpit. The woman in 12E turned slowly and stared at Aaron as though seeing him for the first time. Aaron's pulse slowed. Not from fear, but from realization. They found me. After all these years. Another radio crackle. Clearer this time as the captain accidentally transmitted it to the speakers again. Raptor lead to Falcon 1. If you can hear us, the sky still remembers. Passengers gasped loudly. Someone whispered, Falcon 1. That's a call sign. They're talking to someone on this plane. Seat 12F. That's him. Dozens of eyes turned to Aaron. The man who had struggled to store his bag. The man people brushed past without a glance. The man they assumed was nobody. Mia blinked up at him. Daddy. They're talking to you. He exhaled. Yeah, baby, they are. He unbuckled slowly, lifting her so she wouldn't fall as he stood in the aisle. The entire cabin seemed to hold its breath. The flight attendant closest to him swallowed hard. "Yes, sir. Are you Falcon 1? Aaron hesitated. He hadn't said those words out loud in years. After the accident that forced him to retire early, after losing Mia's mother, after everything, he buried Falcon 1 deep inside. But today, he lifted his chin. Yes, ma'am, I was. Murmurs rippled through the rows. The pilot's voice returned, this time intentional and steady. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have former Major Aaron, Falcon 1, Hayes aboard. He once saved an entire squadron during a failed training mission by diverting enemy fire and guiding 2 damaged jets home. Today, the F-22s outside would like to pay tribute. The cabin erupted. Gasps, awe, shock. Even the woman beside him covered her mouth. I'm so sorry. I had no idea. Aaron offered a small smile. It's okay. Mia tugged his arm. Daddy, what are they doing? He moved toward the window, and she climbed onto the seat to look with him. Outside, the 2 Raptors dipped their wings in perfect unison, an aerial salute reserved only for the highest honor. Cheers filled the plane. This is unbelievable. Thank you for your service. Falcon 1. Sir, you're a hero. Aaron swallowed hard. He wasn't used to praise. He never wanted it. He only wanted a quiet life with his daughter. But seeing the Raptors, hearing the respect in their movements, something inside him healed. The radio crackled once more, the fighter pilot's voice warm with familiarity. Falcon 1, this is Raptor lead. Sir, we heard you were on this flight. This one's for you and your little co-pilot there. Aaron blinked rapidly. Mia giggled. Daddy, they said I'm a co-pilot. He laughed, voice thick. You sure are. Then the fighters executed a rare maneuver, pulling ahead of the plane, crossing paths in a precise X formation before soaring upward into the sun. The whole cabin applauded. Some passengers wiped tears. Even the flight attendants smiled through trembling lips. The woman in 12D leaned across the aisle. Sir, I apologize for how I treated you. No worries, Aaron replied gently. Really? Mia hugged his leg. Daddy, they saluted you. Like in the movies. Not just me, he whispered, kissing her head. For all of us who served. And for you, because you're the bravest little girl I know. When the plane landed, a small crowd waited at the gate. Airport staff, a few off-duty airmen who'd heard the radio chatter, and even the base commander of the nearest Air Force installation. The commander approached with a crisp salute and a respectful nod. Major Hayes, we would be honored to help your daughter receive whatever care she needs. The Air Force takes care of its own. Aaron stood stunned. Sir, I don't know what to say. Say yes, Mia whispered, tugging his jacket. He laughed, tears finally spilling. Yes, thank you. As they walked through the terminal, passengers stepped aside not out of pity, but respect. Some shook his hand. Others patted Mia's head and told her she was lucky and brave. For the first time in a long time, life felt full of hope. And all because 2 pilots heard a call sign, and remembered who he was. For the first time, Aaron let himself believe the truth. Falcon 1 never really fell. He just landed somewhere new. And beside him, Little Mia held his hand tightly, proud to be the daughter of the man everyone once overlooked, until the sky itself saluted him.